lock it in. Okay. Put some adhesive down. Okay. So I'm using the Australian Specialty inks. This is the same tub. And because it's just so thick, just mix a little bit of water into it. My fabric down. Now I'm using a poly cotton fabric, so I don't actually expect the results to be great. They'd be better if it was just cotton. Blood coat. Print. So I'll do some more just to make sure it doesn't get worse over time. Okay, so if you're getting ink pulling away from the fabric when you're printing, what it probably means is that the ink is a little bit tacky and it's trying to stick between the fabric and the screen. So the way around that is to put what we call snap on. So you put snap, you have snap, you have snap. So if I just put a little bar there, it's just going to raise where the screen ends up, and it's going to hold the mesh off the fabric. So that the only place that the mesh and the ink are touching is where my squeegee is. Other than that, it's pulling away from the fabric before I have to lift up the screen. So as you can see, there's bounce in the mesh because it's not touching the fabric. So while I don't need to do more than 2 coats at the moment, I'll do 3 or 4. Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I lift it up. And you can see that's a really nice white cover now. Okay, it's still a really nice coverage, but you can see I'm not sure if you can see, just here there's been a little bit of the ink pulling away. So it might be that you just need to raise the screen height a little, just so that it's not sitting flush with the fabric. I'm probably almost out of ink now and I'd have to put more in, so I'll just do a couple more and then I'm going to stop. Put that down again. Okay. Yep, no problems. Okay, now you might think, oh, well that's pretty fine fabric. Why not do it on a thicker fabric and see what happens? So I'll get a thicker fabric. Okay, once again this is a synthetic, so I'm not expecting the results to be fantastic. Just put a little bit more adhesive down. Okay, so knowing that this is a thicker fabric, I do know I'm probably going to have to pull my squeegee a little bit, a few more times. Okay, just cleaned it out so it's ready. Okay, so that was 2 passes, and we'll see how that looks. I can probably do with another one. Okay, so that looks fine. We'll see what it looks like when I put a little bit of snap on. That snapping that you can hear at the moment is just the mesh getting stuck to the adhesive I put down. Okay. Once again, looks fine. That's the opaque ink. So if your ink is getting stuck to the fabric and pulling away from the fabric as you pull the screen up, just either put a little piece of cardboard or a thin piece of metal or a thin piece of wood down so that the screen rests on that and doesn't actually rest on where the fabric is sitting. Other than that, you can attach whatever you have to the edge of your screen so that it moves with it every time. And that's it, printing with opaques.